Ruben Chadwick, round 1, Australian Hard Enduro Series. Korean, Kosciuszko Killer. Tell us what it went down this weekend.
Yeah, well, a lot of dust, a lot of rocks. Super just unrelenting track. Probably technically not too crazy, but yeah, a fair bit of pushing, and even just the single track in between hard sections, just brutal. You're just constantly bouncing off rocks. Yeah, so it was hard yakka, that's for sure. Glad to see the end of it.
Well, let's go back to the Saturday. We tried something new this season, or this round. Dead engine start. Feel like you were the most disappointed out of that start. Out of everybody.
I thought I was going to get the best start out. Normally I can just hit the starter and not touch the clutch, and the bike will just take off and go. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be good. Like, I'm going to get an awesome start. Hit it, got on the throttle too early, and just like loaded up the bike and just didn't get going.
Oh, really? Just say like flooded it out.
Yeah.
So from where I was standing, I started it. I looked back down the hill, and you're the only guy there.
Yeah,
shaking your head.
I couldn't believe it.
Disbelief.
And then, yeah, it was a battle then to try and make up some positions.
And you just rode into a wall of dust.
Literally, I was just blind going down the hill. I think I passed a heap just in that first little section. And then was struggling to link it together. Yeah, we've been, like the last couple of months, I've been riding in the rain at home. Like, we've been having cyclones, it's just been hammering down rain. So typically this would be like my Queensland conditions, but
well, a couple of seasons ago, you absolutely dominated everybody up in Queensland at Rockhampton.
Yeah.
Because of the dry and dusty conditions, and now the dry and dusty conditions, unfortunate start. You probably would have got the whole shot if the bike did start, but second lap you're already in 4th place.
Yeah. New bike as well. Few little teething issues, and I had it set up a bit too aggressive for that prologue, and I toned it back a bit for today, which helped a lot.
So when you say your bike's aggressive, what are you doing in changes between the Saturday and the Sunday race?
Literally, like for the prologue, I had it in the sun map with the power valve wound out, and yeah, it wasn't a good call. So, and
for anybody who doesn't know, you're a beta rider. What is it that you're riding? Because the beta do it like a factory and a race model or something like that?
Yeah, it's the race model. You know, just minor mods really, suspension, and just toning the motor back a little bit really, trying to make it a little bit more rideable, because we spend a lot of time just lugging the bike up on those hills, and you don't want that super aggressive power. So yeah, it's all just compromise really, trying to get it good in one spot. You might lose a bit in another. What
about yourself for suspension? Are you mucker around with that? Do you run it softer for one day, harder for the next?
Yeah, I went a click harder for today. I thought it was a little bit soft yesterday, but out there it's brutal. Like, yeah, you got to have a pretty dialed setup, and when you don't, you know about it.
Okay, so the Saturday, absolute shocking start. It happens, you know, to the best of everybody. You worked your way back through the pack, 3rd place on start this morning.
Yep.
So that's a massive achievement there. You earned some valuable points and made yourself your life a lot easier by being in 3rd.
Yep.
How's the first hour of your race gone today?
Yeah, it was all right. The fitness is pretty good. I was sort of following Wade. He was riding really good. I was trying to play catch up with him, and he'd take a bit of a risky line and get it. I'd try it, slip down. It's one of those things. Like,
we went 30-second intervals for the start, so you're a minute behind Wade. When you go out, you had young John Gadd in front of you. How long did it take you to get to John?
Yeah, I followed him for a bit, not too long. I think I followed him up through Tangles, and then shortly after I made a pass on him on a downhill, actually, just after Tangles. He was just cruising, and
So from that point forward, you know Wade's ahead of you. How often are you seeing him?
Yeah, I could see it, especially when you get into a hard section. Like, he was only a couple of switches ahead of me, so it wasn't much. And I was right behind him, but a couple of mistakes, and he just got away, got out of sight. And he's hard to reel back in once he gets away from you.
Now, I've already done an interview with Wade, so if anybody's already listened to that one, we know that his bike failed. What point did you know Wade was out of the race?
they were, yeah, on the third lap, people are saying that his bike wasn't sounding real good, but I sort of was a bit skeptical because I know he can usually push through. And yeah, I was expecting him to finish, to be honest, but halfway through my last lap, one of the boys, yeah, said he was done. It give up the ghost. So yeah, I just pushed hard then just to finish the lap off nice and clean and yeah, get it done.
So that's forced you to go out and do a fourth lap. How did it feel knowing that you had to go out and do that one last lap?
Oh yeah, it's never fun, but at least it's good. It's always good when you get through a section and you don't have to do it again. So one last push, you're like, yep, this is it. Did
you know anybody was behind you?
I knew I had a pretty good gap, I thought. Yeah, I was riding pretty consistent, and Solar was behind me for a bit early on, but you get through a hard section, I'd look back, he was down below at the start of it, and then eventually you stop seeing them. So yeah, just keep pushing.
Yeah, because it's probably a frustrating thing that you were the only guy on the last lap at one stage, but that extra drive that you put in has got you the win for the day.
Yeah.
You know, was there ever a moment where you were like, oh well, I'll just take the second place and not go out for that last lap?
Yeah, mentally it can be hard, but I'm pretty good at just keeping that drive going. Seem to get a bit of a second wind on the last lap, and you can taste that finish line. So yeah, you push a little bit harder and get it done.
I'd imagine there would have been a pretty big wave of relief once you realise that you're out there on your own. Wade was off the track. It's just a trail ride now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit bittersweet. It's kind of like a win by default, really. So
yeah,
it would have been nicer to just win it fair and square. But
you reckon come around the bottom of Tangle, see Wade 20 metres ahead of you and fight him for the win? You'd rather that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I suppose that's the challenge, sportsmanship of anybody that wants to win it fair and square, not by default. So
yeah, I mean, keeping your bike going and getting it through the race, it's part of it as well. It's an endurance race, so the mechanical side of it's a big part of it as well. So
I'm sure you've had failures due to mechanicals as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things you got to keep on top of, and the conditions are brutal. So yeah, it was unfortunate.
How'd your bike come out of it?
Yeah, pretty good. It went good. I dropped it once on the last lap there on a downhill, but yeah, minor. It went good. Yeah, yep.
I've had a chat with you a few times over the years about different things. Have you changed anything this season? Previous to other seasons, is there more gym work this season? More your diet, or you just?
I've put a lot in this season. Yeah, I got a gym, got a coach now doing programs for me, which I never used to have. I used to do it just myself. So now I've got a bit of a routine to follow. I'm being pretty committed to riding at least twice a week, gym 4 times a week, and cycling. Erzberg's been a big motivator for that, after tasting it last year and wanting to go back and do better. So I have definitely upped my game with everything. But yeah, a bit frustrating that Wade was still out in front today, because I have put in a lot of work. But
now, you and Wade have done Erzberg together a couple of years now. You've gone twice.
I've only gone the once. Last year was my first time.
It was the first. For some reason I thought that was your second. So if that was your first, you're above 30th, I think.
I got 20th.
20th,
yeah,
on your first attempt.
Yeah,
starting from the second row.
Yeah.
Was there anything that stopped you from getting on the first row?
It was a bit unfortunate. When it was my time to prologue, there was super bad fog up in the top part of the track, so you couldn't see 20 metres in front of you, and you just wedged flat out, and it's pretty scary. I couldn't remember when the next corner was and had to back off a bit. So I'm hoping this year I got number 25 start position for my prologue. So I'm hoping I'll get a nice clean run, get on that front row and be able to tag on the back of the top boys and get through it.
I'm no Erzberg expert. I've never been there, but I've watched it quite regularly. It does look like they changed the prologue track very much. Is that a confidence for you now? You've had that hot run at it?
It's anything could happen. It's scary. It's so different to the main race. It's literally top gear, flat out. I feel like I feel like I'm all right at that sort of stuff. I can hold it on when I need to, and anything could happen. It's crazy, but I'm really hoping to get on that front row.
If you do get on that front row, are you going to finish?
Well, that's always the goal.
What's the goal? Can you do it?
Love to be the first one to finish it, first Aussie. It would,
it'll be, you know, it's a brag that you're going to have forever once you get that first finish. I can't believe we haven't had an Aussie ever even win one. We've got some of the greatest motorcycle riders in every division of motorcycle riding in the world has come from Australia at some stage, but we've never done a hard enduro. We've never taken that out.
I think we're just maybe a generation behind it here. Like Europeans, they've been doing the hard enduro for longer than us, and we're getting there. We're pushing it, which is good. Like the more events we have, it all helps the sport here in Australia. But unfortunately, I think we are just slightly behind.
You know, just change subject a bit. We're just here to talk shit and carry on. The other day I was flicking through a bit of YouTube and I found a video of you racing at Eastern Creek.
Oh yeah.
In an enduro cross.
Yep.
It's what, over 10 years ago now?
Yeah, probably. I would have been 16 or 17, I think.
Yeah, I think there was a short interview with you, just this little kid. At that point in time, did you know where you would be now? Did you have any idea that you could be one of the fastest guys in Australia?
It was always the goal, I guess. Especially to get overseas and race Erzberg, that was cool. I grew up watching that, and that was like literally grew up watching it, and to be over there doing it was sick. The enduro cross was cool. Having the trials background and then just progressing it into the enduro, I just always wanted to keep pushing it, and it's not easy. So yeah, I'm glad I'm still here doing it.
As that kid, that 16-year-old kid, probably just getting enough data to watch stuff on YouTube and stuff back in those days, was that how do I say this, absorbing your life? Were you dedicating every moment you had to your motorcycle riding, or were you just hobbying it and it's become this now?
I used to, for those enduro crosses, like funny things, like I'd never done a gate start before. We built a little mini gate, had it set up at home. I'd practice my gate starts. I'd jump on the Bobcat, build myself a track at home. So yeah, it was pretty much all I do. Come home from school, ride the bike, and then when I would go to the races, like I'd see other kids there with 2 identical brand new bikes, and you'd see the factory teams, and I was like, wow, imagine having 2 bikes. Imagine like having all this set up, and then yeah, it's cool. I think the younger me would be probably proud where I'm at now.
You've obviously got 2 bikes now.
Yeah.
You have a practice bike and a race bike.
Yep.
Does that practice bike look like it's served a couple of tours of war?
Yeah, it cops it, the poor thing. It gets lack of maintenance and just gets abused. I ride it 2 or 3 times a week. I think it's got like over 50 hours on it already this season, and it's a testament to the beaters, because it just keeps going.
The Beater, look, the Beater is a boutique brand in the world of enduro bikes at the moment, but they're really coming out of nowhere. They now got a bike in the Supercross series.
Yeah.
Entered in the 450 series right now. Is this the right choice for you? Are you happy with this bike? Is this the one that you're going to win it on? Well,
I think so. I've been on them for a while now. I used to ride them before I was sponsored, and it's just progressed, and I like it, passionate about them. I'd probably ride them even if I wasn't sponsored by it. So
the first time you actually did come across my radar was here on this property, and I can't imagine it was 6 years ago. You're what, 24 now?
Yeah, I'm 25.
25 now. So you were only about 18 or so, 19 at the first race.
Probably.
I was standing up on the Rocky Mile interviewing some random guy that would stored up, and in the background of that video, and it's out there somewhere, but who could find it now? This kid just screams past on this old white Beater in the background of the video, and the guy I'm interviewing sort of like stunned to see this bike, no track, you're off the line, and I'm sort of like, who's this kid? Where'd this guy come from? So you obviously showed me then that you knew how to ride a bike, you could ride it quick. And then the next thing after that was we had a enduro cross race at Murrumbidgee. It was a best of 2.
Yep.
You got through to the final against Tim Coleman.
Yep.
At that time he was an Australian champion, and he was, the one to be. and the result was in your favour.
Yeah, I think I've always had those skills there. It's taken a while to get that endurance side of it. The skills have always come easily, but as a young fella I used to really struggle with the endurance, mentally and physically. Like, it's one of those things you just condition yourself to, and I couldn't work out why I just couldn't put it together. I'd go good through the start of the race and then just die off, but I think with a bit of age and yeah, it helps a lot.
Bit of maturity, bit of strength, it all comes together.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of young kids that, you know, at that late teens, and they want to get into the gold and they want to prove that they can do it, but sometimes we try to hold them back a little bit just to get that bit of extra strength in that. And I think you think that's the way to do it?
I think so. It does take a while. You need that strength. It's brutal. Like, yeah, as when you're a young fella, it is hard. It's hard. You got to lift. You're lifting the bike constantly. You're pushing it. Yeah, it's literally taken me years to get to the point where I can do it.
My lead track sweep manager, head track builder, go-to for everything I need is Ross. Ross spends a lot of time with you now prepping for future races and that.
Yep.
He's telling me about the amount of weights that you guys are lifting, and when I question Ross if it's safe to lift this much weight, his reply is, you got to lift the bike up the hill.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm not afraid to lift heavy in the gym. I enjoy it. I don't know, it must be one of those sort of things where you do enjoy putting yourself through a bit of pain. It's, all part of it. I don't know, it's weird, but yeah, I get satisfaction out of lifting heavy weights, and
it's making a difference.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot. Yeah.
So this so anybody who doesn't know anything about motorcycling, they'll just say it's easy, you just ride a bike.
Yep.
But this discipline of sport has to be the most demanding on your body. You know, in your career you've probably been underneath a bike that many times, holding it up over your head, and all it has to do is slip a couple of inches and it's going to tumble 20 feet.
Yep.
You've got to exert yourself, because the pain and suffering to get that bike out of a 20-foot hole is probably going to be greater than that energy you're putting in now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, you explain what you do and they really don't understand. I think you could take them to a spot and they wouldn't believe you that you'd get a motorcycle up there. Yeah, and a lot of people do think, riding bikes, you just sit on the bike and twist the throttle, but I know
today that you rode up trails that I was on my hands and knees crawling up with a roller bunting in my hand and shaking my head thinking, there's no way anybody's ever getting up this. And then I go in there later on throughout the day, I hear the bike load up in third gear, I hear you ride the clutch, I see the bike go up, I see the pile of dust, and then all of a sudden I see you doing pivot turns to the top. To a normal person, they just go, why would you do this? But to you, it's your passion, it's your sport, it's your love.
Yeah.
Could you think of a life without this sport?
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, it's a lot of work, and sometimes you do question it. But yeah, if I didn't do it, it's what I'm good at, and it's like, what else would I do if I wasn't doing it? Probably be riding bikes. Maybe I'd be enjoying myself, just going trail riding with mates. I don't know, but this is what I'm good at, and I enjoy winning, and got to do what it takes to get the win.
When was the last time Ruben Chadwick went on a trail ride?
Yeah,
with his mates. No bust each other so you can get up this crazy hill. Just go for fun. When was the last time you just went for a fun ride? I'm flat out between work and everything, and all my mates get the shits because they always try to invite me on a ride, but when I go out for a ride, I got to be making it count. So it sucks a bit. Over Christmas and stuff, I'll try and do a few fun rides, but for the most part, you're trying to make every ride count. And yeah, I spend a lot of time by myself out in the bush, just struggling. Just looking with that stupid hill climb, that rock ledge, that log. You're just out there trying to beat yourself up.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
And you love it.
Yeah, seem to.
Well, mate, I'll guarantee. So when you were 16, that young kid riding around at an enduro cross somewhere, you would have had somebody you were looking up to. There would have been a Graham Jarvis or somebody. I can guarantee now there's a fleet of kids coming through and they're looking up to you. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I hope I can inspire them, and yeah, we need the sport to progress, and they're the future of it, so I'd love to see some juniors coming through, and yeah, it's awesome.
You going to be Australian champion this year?
Well, I would love to get another one. Missed out on it last year, and it is a good feeling getting the title. So
where's the trophy sit when it's at your place? Just to let everybody know, we have a perpetual trophy. It's a big exhaust system.
Yeah, I think it sat on the coffee table for a while. I got a lot of trophies just stuck up all around in my house, and yeah, it's a bit empty without it. So
Glad to see you back there.
Yeah.
Did you ever take a skull out of it? Did you fill it up?
I think we might have done when I first got it. Yeah.
I think in the next 10 to 15 years, I think it's going to get a bit manky. We might have to put some cleaner for it.
Yeah, I need a bit of a clean out.
Is there anybody out there that's stepping up to make this easier for you?
Yeah, Beta have been super supportive. They put a lot into it. They build me bikes and keep repairing them every time I damage them. They've been good. They've been helpful with Beta Australia. Have organised the connections for Europe and helped me out over there a lot, which is cool. So super grateful for the experiences really that Beta have given me, and I do everything I can to try and give back and get the results for them. And then all of our supporting sponsors that sponsor the team. We got Shot gear, TCX boots, 100% goggles, and then all our protection parts. AS3 make really nice billet covers for the bike, and P3 carbon, liquid moly oils, keep it lubed up. And Pirelli tyres. So yeah, all the sponsors help me, because I think if I had to fork out for it all, it's a lot harder, and super grateful to have that bit of support.
Are you worried about Wade this year? He's sort of stepped up now.
Yeah, I've always known, like, Wade's an awesome rider, and
he's always been there. He's one of the if we got maybe like a top 4, top 5 guys in Australia, Wade always going to be one of those guys.
Yeah,
But are you worried about him now?
I probably am. It seems like he's got his stuff together. He normally doesn't train very much, and it's super frustrating because I know how much I put into it, and then he can come in and be right there with us. If he actually puts a bit of work in, it's going to be a bit of a battle for the rest of the year.
You reckon you'll get him?
I think I'll. This is a bit of a wake-up call for me. It was a close one today, and I got some work to do. So we'll see how we go next round.
All right, mate. Go head down, ass up, give it the best you can, and when I see you at ESC, let's see if you got the middle step. Yep.
Yeah, it'd be good. Yes, be fresh back from Erzberg, and
close to home.
Yeah, it'd be good. Nice close one for once, like an hour and a half from home. So, be good.
I've been there. Dry, dusty, rocky. Black boys everywhere.
Yep.
That's your stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It'll be good.
Well, the boys that are up there building this track, they're making it pretty wild. So, and being a brand new property, it's going to be pretty clean. So,
new properties always, it can be a bit of a challenge. We're cutting in line, like we'll be.
Is it the advantage to be out in front and get the fresh dirt, or do you want to rut? Do you want to be back a bit and have somebody else do the?
Yeah, sometimes it's better to be just sitting back a little bit. I know a few sort of races last year when Solar and I were battling, I found myself where I could just sit behind him and it worked well. I'd push him and then find a spot to get around and just keep going from there. But usually it's harder to be going first up a fresh hill, but it can work two ways. Sometimes it gets worse and you're better off getting that bit of drive and grip on the first run, but given it's Queensland, it's probably going to just get blown out and worse, and so we'll see.
Well, mate, I'll definitely be there, and I hope to see you there, and I hope to see you up on one of the top steps. And one of my greatest thrills is watching you guys race and the speed that you guys carry, and the sport wouldn't be the same if you guys weren't riding at the speed you guys are. So I hope you're there.
Yep, awesome.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks.